Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Armin's Life. Thanks for tuning in. This is Deanna. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I'm so overwhelmed. I didn't realize that this was going to happen this quickly. So I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Excuse me. I've read all your comments, and if I haven't gotten to your comments, if I haven't hearted it or comment yet, it's because I didn't see it. So when I go back in, I will check the comments to make sure I've seen all the comments. Welcome to everyone. I'm happy to see some therapists in there, some psych nurses, some other, professionals in here. I'm loving it. Students, welcome aboard, and I welcome all your comments and inputs. I love my colleagues. So, anyway, let's jump right to it because you clicked to get to this video. Now, I have a clip from TikTok from this couple. They've been going viral over the weekend on TikTok. Now, I'm going to show this video. Let me show you the video now, and then we'll come back and then we'll have our commentary.
I'm apologizing publicly to my beautiful wife, but y'all ain't in my house.
To the girls you was cheating.
And to the girls I was cheating with, cause y'all called my wife. I mean, she want to talk to y'all, cause y'all called and told.
I don't talk to nobody.
You don't want to talk to them? Well, to the girls I was cheating with, supposedly cheating with, like the girl in the projects in apartment B. I know you lying like a motherfucker, but I don't know nobody in the projects in apartment B. But my wife is right here, and she told, what you want me to tell her, wife? Well, listen, fuck you, okay? Fuck you for trying to mess up my happy home.
But then you messed up the happy home because she couldn't do no more than what you let her do.
I let her mess it up. Yeah, you messed up my house.
Okay, we heard Mr. Wonderful there. Now, let's start breaking this down. Her name is Pebbles. I didn't get his name. They just call him Unk. Sorry for the noise, y'all. We're having a thunderstorm. I didn't realize it was going to start thundering, and I'm not redoing this video. Um, so as you can see, he comes on one of the largest platforms in America, embarrassing his wife about apologizing for cheating with multiple women's with an S. And then he proceeds to say that the chick in the projects in apartment B, who first he said he didn't know, then he says she was messing up his home, then he proceeds to cuss her out, then he wants these women's to call his wife to apologize, and the wife says she don't want to talk to any of them, and then you see at the end he don't take no accountability for anything. So I did a little digging over the weekend because this kind of started on Friday of last week, either Thursday or Friday, where this really started picking up traction. So I did a little bit more digging. So to give you a little background, Pebbles has a food truck, and her food truck was doing well. She was doing good in her business. They've been married 7 years. Okay. She has, I don't know how many kids she has, but I know she has a child or children because she mentioned a grandchild. So I know that there's a child there as far as she's concerned. I also found out that she was a stripper because she mentioned something about being a stripper and being in the streets. She did mention that. Um, she so you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but on TikTok when she had her head turned, you can see the tears running down her eyes. Now, as far as he is concerned, I found out that he was in jail for 22 years. And I found out that he does not work. And I also found out that she bought him a car when he got out of jail. So she's basically been taking care of him. Now, I don't know how they met or how, I haven't been able to, get all that information. We're just seeing this because he gets on TikTok and says he's apologizing to his wife. Now, since this has happened over the past couple days, she's been on TikTok crying and talking about she missed him and he moved out and he's filing for divorce. Oh, and also there's another girl that's pregnant. There's another girl that's pregnant. And see, this is where the confusion is. because I can't. It's so much going on, and we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle because there's more than one woman. So there's one woman that's getting $1,000 every 2 weeks that he's giving it to. That's one side chick. There's somebody that's pregnant. Now I don't know if this is the chick in apartment B or if this is somebody different. And then there was also a woman that he took his wife out to dinner, and one of the side chicks was there too. She was seated near the bathroom, and he paid her check along with him and his wife with his wife's money. So that was going on too. So that's why I said all this is going on. So if people in the comments were telling her to leave him and this and that, so she gets on social media, I believe it was yesterday, because today is the 14th. She gets on social media yesterday crying with them big eyelashes, and she's a nice looking woman. I'm just saying, this is where it gets weird. She gets on social media crying yesterday, and she says, I hope y'all happy. He left, and he's filing for divorce. So people in the comments like, y'all, you don't want him going. Like, how is it our fault that he running around cheating? So TikTok is responding to her like, how is this our fault that your man is cheating? He the one running around with a bunch of women, and y'all the ones that brought this on TikTok. So now she's like trying to make it seem like that everybody's in her business when she's the one that brought it on there. Now I couldn't find the video. It must have been a live that she took down. Apparently, there's a video where she goes to the STD clinic, like she's filming this, where she's going to the STD clinic to get tested. So it's just a whole mess. Now, I'm going to break down the profiles of these two people. I'm gonna start with Pebbles because this is a mess. This woman had made. I heard her say out of her own mouth that she was a stripper and that she's from the streets. So that explains why she would even be with a man that's been in jail for 22 years. Because I'm trying to figure out why would she want him. So it's very clear that this woman has some trauma in her life, and it's been over time because this woman stayed married to a man that's been cheating on her for years because she admitted it. She said he's been cheating on me for years. So if you only been married for 7, then she said he's been cheating since the very beginning. That's what she said. I heard that myself. So she stays with a man that's been cheating on her for years, and she's talking about she misses him. She's been taking care of him, giving him money, and he's buying these clothes. You see, he got the Fendi shirt on or whatever, and these designer glasses or whatever. So you see, this is what's going on. So it's very clear that this woman has a lot of trauma in her history, a lot. And women who act like that, they have a huge sense of hopelessness and worthlessness. And it reminds me of Cardi B. When I say it reminds me of Cardi B, women who have been in the sex industry and have been through trauma, they choose men like this because they don't think they're worthy of men that are that have better standards. They don't think that they're worthy of that. They think because they've been strippers or they're in the sex industry or they've been through things where they feel like they're worthless or society treats them as if they're worthless or makes them feel like they're worthless, let's put it like that. They tend to be with men like Mr. Wonderful here that shouldn't be with any woman. So this is why this woman is having these problems. And that's why I say all the time that therapy really, really needs to be a part of everyone's life because we all have trauma on some level. We all experience things. We all live here in America. We all, especially in the Black community, because we experience more than other communities in this country because we're the most targeted, especially Black women. And that's why I encourage people to book a therapeutic call with me because we can go through some things, we could talk about some things, and then I can, if you need more help, I can help you find a therapist that you're comfortable with because everybody has mental health services if you have an insurance card, whether you have state insurance or whether you have work insurance. There's mental health services with all insurances is on the back of your card. It says mental health services or whatever on the back of your card, and it'll have a separate phone number. So that's why I encourage to book a therapeutic call. Now I haven't mentioned it lately. I don't know why I just haven't, because again, in the black community they don't want to. The black community does not value therapy, and they don't realize that when you start dealing with these generational traumas, when you start healing childhood wounds, when you start, getting sorting through these things, it can help you make better decisions so you can have a happier life. You don't even realize that your life can be so much better once you go through therapy and you start unpacking some things, because a lot of these things stem from childhood. A lot of these things stem from generational traumas that we all have been through in the black community, because this all stems from slavery, whether we want to believe it or not. Slavery still is a big part of our lives. It's in our DNA. And that's the reason why we're acting the way we're acting. That's why we got YNs out here. So, so if you want to book a therapeutic call, the link is below. I don't push it down anyone's throats, because if people want help and they want a better life, they reach out. I have done therapeutic calls. People have done very well. After I spoke with them, you get a free follow up call when I do a call with you, just to make sure you're doing okay and to see if I can offer any more assistance, or to see if, to help you find a therapist or whatever you need. So, having said that, let's move on to Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful has been in jail for 22 years. This man, I have worked with and have interviewed many men that have been incarcerated. And when you've been in jail as long as this man has, he has been having, allegedly, I'm going to say, uh, homosexual encounters, because that's the jail culture. Jail has its own culture. It's called gay for the stay. Okay, they have their own culture. And when they leave jail, it's like an unspoken thing, unless, guys got beef. And they see, that's why when guys come out of jail, they don't talk about it, because these guys know, especially if they were in the same place, they know what went on in there, and they know they both experienced it, so they don't talk about it. So these men come out of prison and they are hypersexual. They are aggressive, abusive, violent, because what happened to them in jail is very traumatic. Jail is traumatic, especially men. Jail is traumatic whether it's men or women, but it's really worse with men because of the way men are. Men are aggressive. Men can be deviant, and I said the words can be. I didn't say that they are. They can be, based on what they're exposed to. So that's why I said, and men are aggressive, violent. So this is why the experience for men is different than women. So that's why I was saying this man doesn't make a candidate for any woman, because he is just going to run around on any woman. He's not going to raise children. He more than likely is seeing transgenders on the side, because this is what these men do. And they come back and they carry diseases because they jump from woman to men. They try to hide the men aspect of it. And, they jump around to all these different women, impregnating women, and these women think that these men are about something, and they're actually not. So I brought this video to everyone's attention because I want this next generation to know, you young girls are going to hold on, because there's a lot of YNs go, they on their way there if they're not there now. And when they start getting these 5 years and 10 years, leave them men alone, because they're going to mess up your life. It's just that simple. These men come out with no education. They have no skills. They're unable to get gainful employment. They're not capable of relationships. And before people get in my comments, you can have your comments. I really don't care. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a long time. I've interviewed many inmates. I know about the prison system. I know about prison culture. So for people to get in my comments and tell me what your man ain't and what your daddy ain't, listen, I don't want to hear that. You can tell it in the comments. I know the truth, okay? Because one thing I know about the black community when it comes to women and when it comes to their men, they love to be in denial and they love to suffer in silence. So if that's what you want, if you want to defend your man to the end that's been in prison for 10 years, then you go ahead and defend your man that's been in prison for 10 years. I'm telling you that I know what's going on. So you can fool other people all around you, but I can't be fooled. So it's okay. I don't care that you put in the comments what you put. I already know what these men do. So, because it's called human behavior. And under certain circumstances, I'll say 98% of the men do the same thing in the same situation. So, I really don't care what you say in your comments. I really don't. It's okay. I know that, the women love to be in denial, and y'all can stick with that. So I just wanted to get up here and say that because I think it's important that the women understand when you have these childhood traumas, when you have, essay in your history, abandonment, daddy issues, you had a toxic mother, you grew up in the system, you have, abuse in your history, you really need therapy because until you get therapy, you're going to make bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. And I know a lot of people don't like to get therapy because they don't like to unpack the pain. But you're going to have to go through it to come out better on the other side because I'd rather go through pain for a short period of time than to go through pain for a lifetime. Because this woman, Pebbles, here, she looked like she's in maybe her somewhere between 40 and 50. And this woman clearly has been suffering for the majority of her life. So how many more years does she really want to suffer? So, and as far as this man concerned, it's too late for him. It's nothing because this man is just, you could tell he's just going to act like this till the day he leave this earth. So we could just chalk that up with, you know, go somewhere with that. Go to the chick in the projects at apartment B. Those the kind of women that want him. But if you're a woman that has something going on for yourself, because this is an attractive woman, she's not a a bad looking woman. She appears to have a nice figure. She just really needs to work on herself, and she more than likely can find a better man for herself. This poor woman doesn't think that she's worth more than what she's dealing with, and that's the problem in a nutshell. As far as he's concerned, he's done. I'm more so concerned about her because if she really takes the time to work on herself and leave these men alone for a minute and just work on herself and build her business, she'll be happier in the end. But, basically it's up to her. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video out and I'll be back with another video because I have some other things to bring up that I got coming up. So I'll close out now.